All right, guys, we are live from the Brojo.
Just two of us.
Just two of us. I am Kien, not Keith.
I am regular guy Zac.
And usually we're talking about wrestling and stuff, but
and we will eventually,
sometime.
But just not on this.
Yeah, we there's been a cavalcade of music. Like Zac and I listen to a lot of hip hop, and there's been a cavalcade of music that came out. Two songs that we really wanted to talk about. One of them we're gonna talk super briefly on because it's a remix of a song that came out. Oh man, it came out a week ago, didn't it?
Oh, I thought we were gonna talk.
Yeah, we are.
Talk about Ye versus the People.
Yeah, yeah, 3 songs.
I thought that's what you were leading up to. I didn't think we were gonna do the Caterpillar remix.
The Caterpillar one was an interesting one too, and I might as well just bring that up too because they're all okay. So they all, in a way, these 3 songs in the Caterpillar remix in a way brings up the same kind of thing we're gonna bring up too when it comes to. Okay, before I say this, I am not black,
and neither am I.
And neither is Zac, but they're all compared and contrast different views of black culture. The way when Caterpillar came out, the remix Caterpillar came out. I already talked to Zac about this. My biggest problem with the Caterpillar remix is the fact that I know that it's supposed to be an alter ego of Logic is Bobby Tarantino, and in the song, Logic starts saying how much he's I'm doing this for my neighborhood and things like that, but Bobby Tarantino 2 just recently came out.
Peace, love, and tranquility, I think is what he said.
Yeah.
At one point in the song, I believe.
And it's not that was more trapping music.
Yeah, I didn't listen to Bobby Tarantino 2, only Yuck, I believe.
Yeah. And there's some really good songs in that, but in that, there's not that message of
peace, love, and tranquility.
Yeah, so that was weird. He's referencing his 2017 album, but his 2018 album that came out, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, okay? I'm just saying the relevancy of what he was saying was not there. And then there was the rant part of it that threw off the entire vibe where
apparently not to you.
I mean, I just like the background music, man.
Are you serious?
I do. I really.
I mean, yeah, the instrumental's great.
The instrumental is really, really good.
This right here for the number one.
But for me, it wasn't as bad, but I could understand why people did not like it because it lasted a little bit longer. Where he got into
because he did a skit in the middle
right,
of it. It broke up the entire thing.
Yeah, where he was talking about if he didn't, because he is biracial, but if he didn't bring it up, people would call him out on it.
Or because he looks white, if he just identified as a white rapper.
Right.
And then it was found out that he has a black father,
right.
I believe.
Right, but which is an understandable thing because a lot of his last year's album was a lot about racial identity. Black Spider-Man was literally a reference to the next person one of the next people we'll talk about, Donald Glover,
aka Childish Gambino.
Well,
I don't know if he's
when he was casted when they were casting for the new Spider-Man, not the Tom Holland one, but the Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, the one before it.
Really?
Yeah, people were hashtag Black Spider-Man, and they showed a picture of Childish Gambino and a Spider-Man, Donald Glover in a Spider-Man outfit, and it fucking worked. And it worked. It really did.
Isn't he gonna voice Spider-Man in one of the new?
No, he voiced Miles Morales in a cartoon, and he was in.
Isn't he Spider-Man though?
Yeah, he was Spider-Man. He was in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, which was a big call-out because this is just a brief history of comics and why Miles Morales was made. Miles Morales was made because people were racist on the internet about the Donald Glover thing. And Joe Quesada's well, I have black children, and I would totally be cool if Spider-Man was black. So he created biracial Miles Morales, who was half Puerto Rican, half African American.
Isn't Donald Glover biracial too?
No, he's just black.
Really? I thought he was biracial.
He's Jehovah's Witness, though.
Let me take a look real quick.
I'm pretty positive he's not biracial.
I thought I read somewhere he was. I'm just gonna check this out.
No, that's very understandable.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I have no problem with
Right. But that Caterpillar's remix was weird because again, it was a combination of like the first song was really really good, and like I just really didn't think you could top any of that. But,
well, what I was expecting was, I still listen to Mode 2 all the time from the first Prime album, so I was thinking he was gonna come with something like that, but when he kind of did at the start. He kind of did.
Right.
But then when he did that skit in the middle, I was like, wow, you just threw your entire verse off.
Right, and that was probably super bad. But, like, luckily there's not a music video for this, because I'd break down the shit out of that. But, like...
Yeah, no, he's not.
Yeah, we'll have to break down. There's a music video we're going to break down. And so that's the first thing. Like this again, this is like usually we don't get political, and usually this is why this isn't a tangent.
I mean, are we really going to get political on this? We're just going to
point
out some things that other people have pointed out,
right? But like,
we wanted to talk
about
people,
Ye versus the people is a little political.
Oh God,
Ye versus the people is a little political.
Oh, no.
Where it's hard for me to like.
Wait, so are we done talking about the Caterpillar remix?
Do you have anything else? Because like mine was just like that was it.
Like the Bobby Tarantino thing?
Yeah, the Bobby Tarantino thing.
Not really. My only real nitpick was the skit in the middle of it.
Right, and see, it's not a bad song per se. It's just, it throws it off. But, like, Zach knows how much I really really enjoy Kanye. Like, I think, like, when I was in high school, my friends would listen to, like they would listen to, like, DMX and, like, straight hood shit. And, like, they really would. Because, like, that's the music they listened to since they were kids. Because, like, that's, like, they were from it. They were from it, and it was
so
like...
So they could identify with it?
Yeah, where, like, I had no, like recollection of, like, man, there's no hood shit at all in me. I was raised by middle-class white Asian parents, and I was like, I don't know. But, like, Kanye was, like, the gateway to my loving of like hip hop, because like for me, Kanye he still is an interesting person, but not in a good way. But like, I think I was probably the only one who picked up that Kanye West Stronger was a shout out to the anime movie Akira.
Yeah, you probably were.
Right. Because there is a lot of correlations to Akira and in Stronger, if you watch it, and I really want to do a breakdown of it sometime.
Well, it's kind of apparent in the music video too, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's the one. In the music video, it's very apparent that he's he's very
inspired
by Japanese culture, and more specifically Akira, because like it tells the story of a person who gets powers and is like it's there, and I have to rewatch the music video. But Kanye has been doing some like crazy shit. You know what I mean?
His words, not mine.
Mine? Okay, yeah. He's been doing some dumb shit. Okay, like, did you just recently hear what he said? Like Kanye said slavery was a choice.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah. Okay. See, so like he's been saying some crazy ass shit.
Well, I'm not defending anything he's saying, but I think he tried to go back and say like not actual slavery, but that they've been mentally enslaved.
Right. Fine. Still. Like it is so apparent that like there's probably this guy has major problems. Like, and it sucks because like creative people are always super creative people like him are always fucking depressed and shit like that. And you can tell, like, he had to take antidepressant meds, and he did gain copious amounts of weight. But,
yeah, that is true, yeah.
He did gain copious amounts of weight, but you, like, hear one of his rants, and on TMZ...
You mean, like, since he got out of the...
Right, but he also has had liposuction because of it.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Like
too.
he had this rant about it, and like it has nothing to me. It literally has nothing to do with my dislike of Kanye, because like I really like his music, and like it fucking makes me mad that I like his music, because like because I love Graduation.
That still makes me laugh. You told me that last weekend too.
It's like I love Graduation, but like I can't help but like get mad. And the only reason I get more mad is when you listen to, was it Yeezy versus the People?
Ye versus the People.
Ye versus the People. If you listen to Welcome to the Fucking World in T.I.'s album with Kid Cudi and Kanye West is contradicting himself.
That's still one of my favorite
in
T.I. songs.
Yeah, in Ye versus the People. Like, okay, so here's the breakdown of Ye versus the People. It's T.I.
As the people.
Representing the people. And Kanye representing himself because it's fucking Kanye. But, so Kanye is saying all these things like, man, I still got everyone. Like, I'm not all about this intolerance. Like, I'm going to bring up the lyrics just to make sure I'm not fucking,
I'm actually trying to recount his verse on Welcome to the World right now.
Oh, I'll get that up too.
The biggest takeaway I got away from was when he referenced Illuminati, and he was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Right. No, it's like...
saying I'm a devil worshiper when I still love Jesus.
Like, it's
been so long since I've listened to that song.
No, it's fine. Like, I'll bring it up. Like, there is literal reference to... Like, okay, so here is...
No, that's T.I.
That's T.I.'s verse. And then you go... Kanye, he's like... So he talks about... He does talk about the Illuminati. And then he talks about... like... He talks about the injustice of seeing African Americans locked up. Like, they'd rather see a person of color locked up
than see them succeed
for stupid shit. That's how they did Tip. As soon as Wayne go out, Tip go in. So he talks about that kind of stuff. Going like there.
And he talks about down there. He talks about the system.
Yeah.
How it's made to make them, in his words, fall and fail.
Yeah. So. Right.
And then when you do start to show success, they don't really take that well.
Yeah. So, and then you hear this shit, you know.
For the record, I've only heard Ye versus the People once, so I didn't really judge it that well. I actually kind of enjoyed the back and forth between the two.
It's just
which made you mad. Made you mad.
Where I stand with this has nothing to do with my dislike for Donald Trump. Like, before anyone says anything, like, do I think my president could be better? Fuck, of course, right. But like,
to be fair, there are nitpicks for every president,
right?
Too.
Of course. I'm not saying I wasn't saying Obama was amazing.
Well, yeah, I'm just putting it out there so everybody can know.
Like, and not all blacks are Democrat. Like, this is okay. So Kanye's like just gets into this stuff where it's just like he's got a point. You know what I mean? Like, there's some points I will give him that like some points are given that like, you know, some people are bullheaded with their beliefs and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But like at the same time, like it is a back and forth of them just, you know, talking about this shit. But like T.I. makes a point. He's like, when you say dumb shit like that, everything that you said beforehand falls back on what you say. Like, to some people, your voice is important, and so when you say stupid shit like that, like, we are dragon energy. That's some stupid shit. It is. Whereas, so it is really hurtful to, like, see that, like, it not hurtful, I guess. It's like, I don't know, I had this conversation with Brady about it. He's like, man, it kind of sucks. Cause, like, I really, like, he's like, Graduation is my favorite album.
Because
like,
we still like Kanye's music.
Yeah, I like Kanye's music.
But seeing what he's going through now as a person,
right?
Like, it kind of makes it hard,
right? Whereas this goes into the correlation where everyone used to say Kanye was a genius, which is, I think it's saying a little too much, but like, yes, he had really good things. He had really good music going for him. But like, my thing about this whole like Kanye being a genius thing is like, Kanye, as Kanye's music progressed, it became more about Kanye
than about what he was rapping about.
Than what it was about rapping about.
Like, I never listened to a full Kanye album. I just have select songs that I've gotten from iTunes.
Where like, you know, like, there was one song where he anthropomorphized Chicago as a woman, and like it keeps calling him back. It's a really good song.
What album is that from? Late Registration. College Dropout.
I think it's Dropout, because it's the same one with Barry Bonds. Hold on.
Which one has the album cover where the bears like fly in through the air? Is that Graduation?
Oh, it is Graduation. Okay, because Late Registration is.
That's the one with Gold Digger and Touch the Sky.
That's College Dropout then, I think. No, it's not College Dropout.
You can just look it up too, and it'll tell you.
Yeah, no, I can't figure. I don't remember the song.
You can just say who it was featuring.
It's not Late Orchestration. Oh, can't tell me no. Talk. It's Graduation. That fucking right. It's on Graduation.
That's the one where the bear's flying.
Yeah, because it had The Good Life. Yeah, it's Graduation. Graduation has a song where he talks about
Chicago as like a woman.
Yeah. Yeah, Homecoming. That's what it is.
It's featuring Chris Martin.
Yeah. So like, because it also had Barry Bonds, which was one of my favorite songs of that album. I have no idea why. And it also had Stronger in it. But like my thing when we bring up like things like what Kanye does is that like as Kanye's music progresses, it becomes like 100% just more Kanye and then less about other things.
Right.
We're like, I like My Dark Fantasy. There's just a lot of shit I don't like about it.
I thought you said you didn't like it that much.
Yeah, I like a few songs. Like I like Power, but it's a very self-centered song.
All of the Lights. Do you like All of the Lights?
It's okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Bringing up the person that we're going to talk about next, where I think deserves the title of genius, is Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, who does a remix to All of the Lights called Break I really enjoy.
I listen to that.
Where, okay, this is why I think Donald Glover is a genius, is because like he's not just killing it in
hip hop.
He's an okay comedian, but he's killing it in TV.
Really? When I watched one of his specials, I died laughing.
It's funny. It's really good. It's funny, but it's not like... There's a lot better comedians out there where I can relate to more.
Sure.
Like, there's a lot of, like, the kick cereals, like the hand job of cereals is something that made me giggle. He said that. It's really funny.
It must have been a different special then.
Hey, Donald Glover's weirdo. Like,
he's also a very good actor.
He is. He's in the show. He writes, produces, and is in the show Atlanta. And he's in one of the greatest episodes where, like, Atlanta is a weird creature because, like, it's about these characters in different fields of genre of television and movies. He plays a character is very similar to Michael Jackson called Teddy Perkins that is so alarming. And I'll show you a picture of, like, what he looks like. And you will not know that is Donald Glover. That's Donald Glover. Yeah, that's Donald Glover, full on.
Is he wearing a mask?
Yeah, he's supposed to look like Michael Jackson.
That's really creepy.
Right, but you wouldn't notice that's Donald Glover?
Nope.
And there's a lot of shit, like fucking weird theories that are going with the Teddy Perkins album. The fucking show that you should watch. This is why I think Donald Glover is a genius, because he's killing
He's doing good in all areas that he's in.
In all areas that he's in. And that, to me, is super awesome.
Because he's got his foot in, like, everything.
And he's not
oversaturating
himself. No, he's not even oversaturating himself. Like, you can tell that he cut down on his comedy work.
Well, yeah.
Because he's doing Atlanta, and he's fucking killing it in Atlanta. But he's still funny because he hosted SNL as both Donald Glover and Childish Gambino. And SNL is probably like, oh, man, this is awesome. 2 for the price of 1.
I'm upset I didn't watch that episode.
Oh, okay, so like 2 correlate, like they do a Quiet Place parody called The Kanye Place.
I'm pretty sure that's on YouTube.
Yeah, you're supposed to not talk, and like everyone's like, Kanye just tweeted this. And it's so funny. We'll watch it sometime. But like, he released a song called This Is America, and man, it is...
Told ya!
Yeah, it is an alarmingly good good music video where I can understand why people have complaints with it, but I can understand why people really like it. And I am in the camp of I really, really like it because there's a lot of symbolism going on.
Right.
There's a lot of symbolism and I think when Donald Glover is singing about "This Is America," it is a combination of like his America he sees as a African American, but a combination of also America in itself. Where like you can tell a lot of it is a lot more about black culture, as in like the first one. Obviously, I don't think like it's a combination of both, where it's like terrorism and like. So when the music video opens, it is Calvin II playing a guitar, and then it pans into Calvin II still playing the guitar, but having a bag over his head, and Donald Glover with a gun and shooting him.
Right.
That to me is a combination of someone pointed out that's the Jim Crow stance, but at the same time I think it's our view on terrorism, where like that's a synonymous picture with like terrorism and things like that. It's like keeping people hostages and shit like that. And as we go on to the music video, it's an empty warehouse at first, and the first thing you see is Donald Glover dancing.
Yeah.
And that is supposed to symbolize, just like how the melody is supposed to symbolize, people's not wanting to confront bad shit that's happening.
Well, not the truth, but yeah, bad shit.
Bad shit that's happening around them. And I think that is very symbolistic to them dancing, doing those popular dances and things like that. And like, at first you focus on that, but as the video gets more and more in depth, you start like not looking at like they're still doing it, but you notice more shit happening in the background.
I was gonna say, each view you come away with something different that's happening in the background.
Yeah,
it's not just like at first you're paying attention to him because it's his song. You're like, oh, okay, pay attention to him. And then, like, the first time I watched it, I was like, what the fuck is this? Why is he just dancing and all this bullshit? Yeah. And then I watched it again and actually saw everything in the background. I was like, okay, this is starting to make sense now. It took a bunch of views just to finally...
Zach just pointed this out. I had no fucking idea that, like, Donald Glover was wearing Confederate Army pants. I thought they were just gray pants.
I thought they were sweatpants at first.
Yeah. Like, I had no idea that, like... Yeah, I had no idea he was wearing Confederate Army pants. Like, the Jim Crow pose was the one thing that, like, I've seen those pictures numerous times in history class, and I didn't get it until I saw the reference with it. I'm like, geez, that's actually very similar and very close. And it's like, that is supposed to be the representation that, like, that's another reason, like, some people say that, like, that is the representation that, like, black people have been held down for all these years, and it, like, didn't start with it started with Jim Crow when they were free. So it's like it's weird to see this. There is a lot of gun symbolism.
Did you realize that whenever someone was shot in the video, they were either just left or they were dragged away, but when he would hand over the gun, they'd put it in a rag and carefully take it away from him?
Yeah,
symbolizing how it seems like some people care more about their guns than about human life.
Right. And I didn't fucking catch it this one, and I've seen this music video numerous times. The dude kills himself, apparently.
Oh, was that when the body just falls out of nowhere? I thought that was just part of a riot.
I don't know. Apparently,
because there was rioting in the background. I thought maybe someone just fell because of the riot.
That's the genius of this video, because Donald Glover isn't even telling anyone what the video means. Like, that's the like.
He's letting us interpret it.
It's an interpretation. It's like a fucking art piece, and it like makes it. This makes you sound like a fucking conspiracy theorist. All right, like then we go to the church choir where like it is like you're like, man, it's super upbeat, and you're like, oh, I like this, and all of a sudden you're like,
and then he
just handed the AR-15. No one gives a shit, and they just keep going their way.
Right.
And like that is again, I'm not okay. Before anyone says this. I don't want to talk about gun. I don't want to talk about gun problems here, but like it seems like more and more every fucking year that like someone's asked me this the other is like the last time a gun shoot like a school shooting or something happened. They're like, do you feel sad? I'm like, no, because like it's gonna happen in another 2 weeks. It's not gonna be a school shooting. There's gonna be some kind of other shooting. We're gonna be like, ah.
Also, apparently the rag is supposed to symbolize all the blood that the gun is spilled.
Right, and it's like
that's just something I read.
It's a big choice, but it's like a bold move to be like, yo, these things happen, and like they show it, and it's so like it's not super graphic, but it's super like, what the fuck? The first time you see it, you're just like, oh, I did not see that coming, and they just go on their fucking merry way, and that's how like it. And again, that's personally how I feel now when it comes to gun violence, and like it's again.
So you say it kind of shows like it's a tragedy, but because it happens so often, we like, kind of got numb to it, and we just keep going
for it. Yeah.
Like we just keep going on our way and just leave it behind without really truly confronting it.
Oh, this is the one thing you ever notice is because like viral videos have become so big on police brutality. When the riots start happening, if you look up, you see these teenagers just videotaping the damage that's happening.
Right. I thought that was just part of the riot. I thought they were just sitting there. I didn't see their phones out.
No, they have their phones out, yeah. And so they're talking. I didn't see this. The pale white horse heralding the apocalypse. It's supposed to apparently represent death, because in Revelations, death is riding a white horse, hailing us to the apocalypse. While people are running the other way, death is going to where the commotion is. So that's cool. So there's like the traffic too, and there's a point where he stops, smokes a doobie, and then just sits. This is the scene I'm talking about. That says she's supposed to represent Lady Liberty, just sitting there watching.
I never caught any of that.
She is just sitting there watching as the time goes by. See, she's supposed to represent Lady Liberty, and it's like I said, it's such an interesting feeling where like, you know, they picked up kind of an eerie vibe from Get Out, and
was that what that was at the end, where he's just running?
In a way, I guess. Like the sunken vibe is coming for like this.
Okay.
Like it's dissipating into darkness. That's what the sunken place is. And then it has him running.
Right.
And like a lot of the lyrics, if you do listen to it, like don't catch you slipping up, like don't catch you messing up, like
right.
it is a correlation to like Black America, where like any little thing that you can have could be taken away from you. Where like that sounds super bad, and like I am not an African American like social scientist or anything like that, but like there's a lot of these lyrics where like as it gets more guns in my area, word my area, I got the strap and carry them. So like they talking about gang violence and how it's like guerrilla warfare sometimes, and like police brutality and riots become guerrilla warfare in the sense of where like those riots, they just break shit and stuff like that, and it's like trying to make a movement, and I get that.
This is like Kien educating Zac right now.
No, it's like this is things that you just pick up, and like it's just it's one of those things where like they do talk about things like that, like I'm so fitted, I'm on my Gucci, where that's the thing where like you also notice this is that like it comes into the point where like it's the same thing with there is a Get Out reference, yeah, his running scene.
Yeah, I was gonna say, someone pointed out that was a Get Out reference.
Yeah.
When he was just running at the end.
Yeah. Where it's like, the thing about this is it's like, it's really, it's an interesting thing. Like, you have to just, like, don't be all fucking Da Vinci Code with it and like relook at everything like everything has a purpose, because it probably doesn't. There's probably things that like people read into, but like it is super interesting. Like I was telling Zac, it's like for me it's super interesting is because like both these rappers, Kanye and Childish Gambino, are two rappers when I first really started listening to hip hop, and I really enjoyed it because like right when I was in high school and started listening to Childish Gambino, he was still goofy Donald Glover on Community playing like the black nerd Troy. And then he brings out Freaks and Geeks, which is just like, oh, I get this, because it's like referencing like famous poets like E.E. Cummings and things like this. And then like the ending line is, my clique should be canceled, Freaks and Geeks. I'm like, I get that, because like that's a really cool show to me, and like that got canceled. Like he was like,
it got canceled?
Yeah, Freaks and Geeks only lasted a season.
Oh, I thought you meant Community.
No, Community got canceled too.
Well, yeah,
But like for me, when like I think about that, like you think about this kind of thing, it's just like that to me was the evolution of backpack rap, where it was like you had Kanye, who talked not like that, but like had that mellow same tone to him. It was like he's like, yo, check this out, this is just me just doing this, like everybody, like
it's him telling his story. Not trying to make stuff up.
Right, where Childish Gambino is just like goofing off in his first couple of records.
As I put it, or as I think someone else put it, he was a witty punchline rapper.
Right.
And now he's kind of moving towards the social consciousness.
Where like stance. you hear Camp, which is like one of my favorite albums. He like there's literally like an inner monologue in one of his, I think it's the last song. He's talking about his like first day at camp, his romance at camp, and like that's what you find out. Like that song is supposed to be like about him growing up, like Firefly is like him growing up and like following his dreams and things like that.
I'm glad you told me that, because I'm about to listen to that album.
You should listen to Camp. I love Camp.
I have it, the full album on my iPod. I'm gonna listen to it next week for the first time in full.
Camp is good. 3005 is good. Like Sweatpants is like one of my favorites.
No, that's not on Because of the Internet.
No, Sweatpants, because Sweatpants with Chance the Rapper is really good. Where like he's just killing it. Like that's the end all be all of this, is that like I think he's killing it in his creative fields, and like it's nice to see for me where it's like there are some modern day rappers I can't really get with, because like I don't really like them. I've talked about how my dislike for Post Malone, and I've talked about my dislike for like the Migos and things like that, where like I just don't connect with a lot of modern day rappers.
Sure.
Where like a lot of modern day rappers, like it's a combination of them mumbling and shit like that, but like it's also a combination of like I can't get behind what they're talking about.
But you also know that that's not the standard style, like
right,
like you know this, but you can't connect with those.
I can't
select.
I
rappers.
Can't connect with like a lot of people who like modern day rappers. Like there's a lot of them that I can't connect with. Like these people that are just up and coming. Where like
I mean, Migos have been around for a while.
I know.
Since the Versace thing.
Yeah, where like I can connect with like. Shit, I can still connect. I can still listen to I can listen to Camp and just still connect with it, especially that last monologue when I'm just like, man, I fucking understand where he's coming from. I fucking love this song. Like even Chance the Rapper's shit, like I can connect with that stuff. Like it's just like, it's all about like the reason why I think Donald Glover is. I'm hitting hard on Donald Glover, and why I really like This Is America is because I think Kanye should not have been called a genius. I think Kanye is a very, very good artist.
You mean like in his early phases?
In general.
You mean throughout his entire career?
Throughout his career. Like, everyone's called him a genius. Like, Kanye was also the dude who was like, on us, like, during SNL's, like, the Help for Katrina, deadass said George Bush hates black people.
No, he said he doesn't care about black people.
Doesn't care about black people. You know what I fucking mean, though. Doesn't care about black people.
Yeah.
And Mike Myers is like, no. And then it goes into Chris Tucker. And Chris Tucker's like, I'm not part of this.
Chris Tucker's like,
no.
Anyways,
yeah, no. But like, whereas through the years, Kanye.
You say Kanye started off as like a voice for some people.
Yeah.
And then he slowly
became Kanye.
Just about him.
Came about
Whereas
Kanye.
you say Donald Glover was
is doing the exact opposite.
Like he was witty and punchliney.
Yes,
kind of
now,
about himself,
and
expressing
now,
how big of a nerd he was. And
and now he's like maybe not nerd, but like he's
that's just what someone else said.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of quoting what they said.
Yeah, where like he is now jumping that level of not social activism. I don't think the term is, but like. It's more of an art piece. The more I look at it, like This Is America's an art piece,
right?
Like he's a fucking okay. So,
but even Awaken My Love, his last album was like not socially conscious, but it was like detailing a bunch of stuff that a lot of people go through, like Redbone's about paranoia.
Right. Yeah. See, and that's the thing. He's just good.
Yeah.
Man, like I don't know what else.
Like to you, it's like the evolution of Childish Gambino, and for Kanye, it's like
the downfall.
Yeah.
It's where Childish Gambino is just leagues ahead of the game, in my opinion, comparatively. Kanye has stagnated and has only gotten worse.
I mean, I liked Yeezus. Some of the songs on Yeezus.
Like what I mean is that like he's just gotten, like he's.
To be honest, though, it's really just a personal opinion in the end,
right?
Because you know that there are some people that are still thinking, like The Life of Pablo could hold up to Late Registration or Graduation.
I like The Life of Pablo. Like I have no problem with the Life
of Pablo. But they're gonna
like really,
some
really
of them
good.
will call it a classic, just like Late Registration or Graduation. Again, I haven't listened to any of these albums in full. I'm just saying, like some people could hold it up to that.
Bring me the best spoken word of Kanye sucking his own dick. I miss the old Kanye.
What?
You never heard the Life of, like, he has a...
I just said I didn't hear the whole Life of Pablo.
Okay, so there's, like, I miss the old Kanye, I miss the flow of Kanye.
Is that famous?
Yeah, I think so.
I only heard about the controversy with Taylor Swift on that.
No, that's not famous. No, the old Kanye, I miss it's a spoken word where there's no beat to the back of it, it's just him saying...
I've only heard No More Parties in LA and Father Stretch My Hands Part 1.
Okay, yeah, no, it's... Back just to straighten this all out before we go.
Beautiful morning, you're the sun of my morning, baby.
I personally think that like we as a community of people who have listened to Kanye, I think there are a lot more people who are like, oh man, come on, dude, than there are like, I'm with him.
To me, this kind of reminds me of J. Cole's False Prophets. Do you remember the first verse?
That is the song. Like that is a Kanye diss. Like for real.
Like I find it funny how I listened to that again, and then suddenly all this stuff with Kanye happens. I was like, wait a second.
Because he was talking like.
Yeah, he was talking about Kanye.
He was talking about Kanye because he married the Kardashian. He married.
And J. Cole, in J. Cole's eyes, he sees.
Some
people have
Kanye.
said the devolution of Kanye West. Or
Like
the downfall in your world.
He looked up to Kanye.
Yeah, he idolized him.
That was like the one thing that like I got out of False Prophets is like one of my favorite songs from J. Cole is False Prophets.
Right.
That and Everybody Dies. But like False Prophets to me is like it's weird to see that and have that like someone made a music video of False Prophets and then just Kanye doing weird shit. Really? Yeah.
That's not the official music video, though, right?
No. The official music video is just him sitting on a bus.
Not just on a bus. He's basically just around the neighborhood.
Right, you know what I mean? He's just like chilling.
Verse,
yeah,
right.
He's just chilling. But like, it's just like TMZ things of Kanye doing crazy shit.
Did you ever think of that during this whole Kanye thing of J. Cole's False Prophets? Did you ever think of that?
It came up. It came up because one of my friends, like, she's really big on, and her name's Kira. She's really big on this. She shared a video of J. Cole up front, False Prophet, and then there's the parody scene of Kanye wearing the Make America Great hat during the Get Out scene where he's going to the sunken place.
I've never seen
Oh, it's super interesting.
I don't have social media.
It's very interesting. Like, it's very interesting to how relevant J. Cole's False Prophet is now. We're like...
When was that released? 2014?
2013? No, that was released.
I'm pretty sure it was after 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Because if I remember correctly, the album cover is his hair was shorter, and in the video his hair was longer. It's like 2015, wasn't it?
Let's see.
Go to the Wikipedia page. No, 2016. I just saw it.
It's 20. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like 2 years ago.
God, I've missed out on so much with J. Cole, and I'm just now finally.
Dude, it's cool. It's
it.
fine. It's just like he is just one of those things where I think that it's super interesting to like. I love like he is that big. He's the big proprietor of that. Like
J. Cole or Kanye?
J. Cole is like he called Kanye out on his shit.
Right.
When everyone else was like, nah, he's still cool.
Something that sticks with me in False Prophets was when he said people are egging Kanye on to keep doing it, but J. Cole just wishes he would stop.
Right.
And that he's like, this is like Kanye's way of crying out for help.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, Kanye doesn't have people that are like, yo, man, don't do this shit. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, he also said in False Prophets that Kanye's surrounded by yes men, didn't he?
Yeah, people want to be part of that shit.
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
Because the spotlight's on Kanye.
Yeah, and so people will be like, I'm going to hop on this. This is going to be great. And that's what...
They're just in it for the money. They're not in it to see him get better. I
think that's a nice showing of anyone who becomes famous, though. Or like has a little bit of hype or fame,
right.
Is that like people will jump on that shit like right away, and like you just notice it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think Atlanta points that out too a lot too, where people like hype up Paperboy after he's like famous and like, man, we knew you.
Does Donald Glover also look like himself in Atlanta, or is he just play Teddy Perkins?
No, he plays Paperboy's manager.
So he's
Donald. Yeah,
he's different characters. On the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I could have sworn that he was playing. He looked like himself.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Don't worry. It's like that Teddy Perkins episode. When that comes out on Hulu, I'm gonna invite you over and we'll watch that shit because that shit is crazy. That
did he change his voice for it?
Yeah, he like we'll Google. I'll show you. We'll show YouTube clips later, but like not on this because like I don't want to get put down. But like yeah, it was crazy. It's insanely like weird and bizarre. So yeah, no, there's that. So that's been our 40-minute talk on is Kanye West a genius? Probably not.
More like just our analysis of 3 songs.
Yeah.
Or Kien educating Zac.
I'm probably gonna like because the Kanye and Childish Gambino hype is people are gonna listen to this and they'll be like, yo man, it's too fucking long, or yo man, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Probably.
Bye guys.